The greatest mistake a man can ever make is to be afraid of making a mistake. Quote by, I don't know. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about 15 mistakes I've made in the past 5 years of my reselling business. So stay tuned. It's Alyssa at Home Hustler. I am a homeschooling mama of 2 boys that sells on eBay, primarily on eBay, to bring in money to my house. If you like content like this, if you like learning how to make money, resell, sell on eBay, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Mistake number 1. When I first started out, I'm gonna say 5 or 6 years ago, I think I was the last person on earth to get data on my phone. Anybody who knows me knows that sounds about right. So I would go out and source items without being able to look them up. I would go to garage sales and just pick up every new and packaged item I could get my hands on for a good price, knowing that I could make a little bit of money. But I wasted so much money. I wasted a lot of time picking things that did bring me a profit, but not as big of a profit if I would have just bit the bullet and got that data. So really, this is probably a no-brainer, but that was a huge mistake. Just thinking I could kind of eyeball it, kind of know what's out there. Second mistake is being a hot mess. Now, I'm not type A personality. I think every New Year's I try to be type A, just doesn't work. So my inventory system was a hot mess. I just thought, I know where everything is, and well, that's good enough. That just really didn't work in my favor as I started growing. Once I hit 700 items, I knew I then had to take the time to refine my inventory process. Third mistake was refunding money right away when a seller would open up a case, when a buyer would open up a case. I can't even tell you, at first it just felt really dramatic, like they're opening up a case on me, like it's some FBI police case. I don't know, stupid. But you know, as a new seller, sometimes you can get caught in that kind of, I don't know what to do in this situation. So I would just refund their money right away. And eventually I realized I had to assess the situation, and did I mess up? If I messed up, I would refund money right away. Were they saying something had a hole or broken and I wasn't sure? So I would ask, can you take a picture of the hole in the item? Most of the times I would not even hear back from them, and the case would get closed, or I would call eBay and the case would expire and be closed. Or I would say, take a picture and send the item back. Well, they wanted to keep the item because it was still in perfectly good condition. They were just trying to also get the item for free. So I learned to calm down. A case is not the end of the world, and to not just refund their money right away. Fourth mistake was sticking to only books. I was afraid of shipping. The first class, priority, media mail, all of that, flat rate boxes, regional boxes, it's really confusing, and I was scared to branch out. So I only sourced books, which books are a great addition to my inventory, but I left so much on the shelves only looking for books, because media mail, you really can't mess up with media mail, and if you do, you're maybe out $1. So I was just afraid of that mistake of shipping, which you just are going to have to make a few of those. A fifth mistake, and one to this day I can still make. On a busy week, I can still make this mistake, which is not listing consistently. That is so important for the eBay algorithms, for your sales, to make all the eBay app super happy and chingy. You have to list consistently. Really, 5 items is a hobby. Listing 10 items today, now you're talking a part-time good income. This mistake has to do with shipping perfumes and colognes, hairspray, anything that's flammable cannot go in an airplane. So you have to ship it ground. And I didn't know that, how many flammable items I actually sent on those airplanes before I looked into it, or I'm not sure what happened. Nothing big, thank goodness. But definitely, if it can light on fire, it cannot go in an airplane. 7th mistake was not double boxing anything that is breakable. I think I've mentioned before that it is not my favorite thing to ship breakable items. I love the profit margin in breakable items. I hate the packaging of breakable items. So I didn't double box stuff. So now I bubble wrap. I will fold a box over it and it will go in a box surrounded by bubble wrap. And I've only broken one thing that way, but actually I broke one thing not doing that and learned to always double box. The mistake was going to a thrift store and seeing other thrifters there. You know, you can spot them. You can spot me, that's for sure. I'm there with my phone. I'm whipping through the stuff. I'm obviously not looking for what I would like to wear and just casually there. So my mistake was seeing a reseller go down an aisle and not repeating that aisle, thinking they picked up everything good, so I might as well start on a different aisle. It's amazing, first of all, what's in our heads as to what is good and what catches our eye. And people are looking for different things. So though I tend to have a broad range of items that I look for, another reseller could only be looking for vintage shirts. I don't know. I just made the assumption that they cleared out that aisle. So I really stopped doing that. The mistake was not telling friends and family right away, like, hey, I'm an eBay seller. I've done a lot of entrepreneurial type of things. Some were really great, some weren't. I just wanted to kind of get my feet wet first before I announced my gig. But that was a mistake, because once I did, I had inventory coming my way, whether it was good or not. It didn't matter. There was some gems in there, and I had inventory coming my way that they would rather give to me than to the thrift store. So I learned, no matter what I'm doing, I'm just going to let people know. The mistake was starting off with 3-day handling. I just really thought I needed that time to ship out the items. But what would happen is they would just kind of stack up, and then all of a sudden I have, 30 things to ship out versus breaking it up in 6 packages increments. And so I changed it to 1-day handling, and what that did for me was it made me more efficient. Every night I go out there and I package up my items. It made the customer happy, because really, thanks to Amazon, they're expecting their package to be shipped out really the next day. So this 3-day handling, even though it was stated in my site, would make people very unhappy. And when I switched to 1-day handling, my sales increased. I don't know if it was me working more or they increased because customers were excited about the handling time. My 11th mistake was not double bagging my items. So I just figured, well, it's protected in this poly mailer. I'll just send it off like this until one customer cut into the poly mailer and cut part of the clothing. And I just wasn't a seasoned seller. I didn't know we were supposed to double bag. 12 really helped my non-type A personality is every night I schedule myself to ship out my items. And I swear there is something about shipping in the evening that does something while you're sleeping, and I wake up to sales. Now, if I ship earlier in the day, maybe it's the same thing, but it's such a cool psychological thing. Like, I'm sleeping, I'm making money, that's awesome. But if I ship earlier in the day, I do get sales trickling through because it just, it kind of just encourages that algorithm again. But I don't know. It seems like when I ship at night, just a couple more come through. Could just be me or something I'm telling myself to make me get in there and handle it. My 13 mistake, number 13, I'm almost done, is I would see something new with tags and it was $150 new with tags. I didn't even need to look that puppy up. That was gonna be a really good flip. And that is not always the case. I mean, something could have new with tags $100 and sell for $14.99. The reselling world is very different from the full retail price world. So always look up the comps. Number 14 is to think that Tommy Bahama is always going to be popular and always going to sell well. The same with Lululemon. You used to be able to get very good money for those two brands, and it just shows you how the trends shift. And so a Tommy Bahama shirt that I had sourced a while ago, and I never adjusted its price. I never went in and refreshed it, looked at it, adjusted its price, was sitting there at, still $30 or $40 when it needed to be in the $20 range. So I learned to always go in and assess my old inventory, what I have it priced at, and to watch the trends. Untuck It shirts now are fantastic. Tommy Bahama shirts I leave on the rack. That wasn't the case 3 years ago. Last mistake, number 15. I need a drink of water. This is a lot of mistakes. And I know there was more, but my last mistake was not describing the flaws to a T. At first, I'd be really general, like, it's been loved on, it's seen better days. I kind of laugh at my ads now, but nope, you have to say there is a hole here as shown in pictures. It has some pulling in the sweater under the armpits. You have to be specific so that when you ship off that sweater, they know, or item, they know what they're getting, and in return, your feedback is saved and it remains in 100% standing. So always note any flaws. It does not get past the buyer whatsoever. Today, please give it a thumbs up. I would so appreciate it, and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. My son just told me I had to say that. Did you tell him to hit the bell, Mom? It's funny. I haven't yet. So hit that bell, hit the subscribe, and you will see me later. Have a great day, and God bless.